No, that's in broadcast.
Oh,
Junk. Stop it.
there.
Are we live?
We are live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Can you hear us okay? We want to make sure our mic is working. We're sharing the same mic. We're going to say hello to Richard Ann. Thank you for coming. Bridget Machada. Happy Place Diaries. We appreciate Happy Place Diaries. We're at third residence, barring their power.
Thank you, Jerry
Their
and
internet.
Very much.
Hello to Nomadic Hippie. And we also have
The American
Dave's
Wanderer.
Great Adventures
I'm sorry.
next. Yep. The American Wanderer. And let me see. We got RV Ashes in April.
Welcome.
Welcome. Over the Hill RV. And I think, Back Roads Art Studio. Thank you for coming.
Yep.
And it looks like we're caught up. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over our roughly 100 day, right? RV budget.
Yeah, we actually have well over 100 days booked, but we're just it's 97, I think we have totaled up.
Yeah. And then we're going to show, Greg put together, let me grab this.
The map.
We're going to do the map first.
Yep.
Going to do the map first.
Okay.
So
This
explain the map.
is, Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're on our way back to Texas.
yeah.
We wanted to take the slow boat to Texas, but and see part of the country we haven't seen. Some of the areas we have, and sometimes it's just checking out new areas in those states. But and then instead of just going somewhere and sitting for 3 months trying to save money, we decided to try to save as much as we can on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll be spending in fuel, but we can't kind of get around that. But we go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
A lot.
I think 13 states, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's a lot in
Yeah.
100 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be our main journey, which is over 5,000, close to
It's right at 5,000.
5,000 miles.
Just traveling, and then of course, sightseeing will be probably another couple thousand.
Mm-hmm. We want to welcome Timmy Ray the King. Hi, Timmy. Thank you for coming. And with that, what we're going to do on our series is we're going to document on this one, our day one, and up to where we're at now. We're not going to show, we haven't done anything at this location yet. So the next series is going to be this location until we get to our next few destinations, because we're going to try to do this every 2 weeks if we can. It depends on internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
And at least, on the next one's going to be on the Days channel. So we're flipping back and forth.
Mhm.
One for us once a month and one for the Days, hopefully every other day. Thank you, Box Fendi. I appreciate you being here.
Unless
And-
everybody
Hello,
wants
Dee.
and wants it more often. Then
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do.
Yep. And
Hello,
Melody.
Melody.
Hello, Melody. Thank you for
Yeah,
showing.
hi, Melody.
Okay, so what we have is this right here is what Greg put together.
Yeah, basically those are the first 97 nights. We actually have a lot more than that, but the first 97 nights, we'll be back in Texas for a little bit. We'll be staying at RV campgrounds that have at least partial to full hookups.
Mm-hmm.
46 nights in 1,000 Trails, 12 in RPI, which is Resort Properties International.
Part of 1,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
part of Thousand Trails. Yeah.
Then, of course, the COE, which is Corps of Engineers, Escapees, then Good Sam FMCA campgrounds. And then we do stay at one other park. It's kind of like a county park. And then boondocking spots, which, of course, is no hookups.
Yeah.
And there are a variety of types. So we stay at Cabela's a couple nights. We do dispersed camping. I think 10 nights total. We even stay at a Wayside, in the middle of nowhere, Oregon.
Oh yeah.
And then we stay a total of 4 nights at casinos, and we stay 4 nights at some harvest houses.
Yeah. And what makes it convenient for us is we, being in a Class A, we don't need to open up our slides. A lot of times when we end up at, say, a Cabela's or at, if we,
Like a Cracker Barrel.
yeah, like a Crackle Barrel,
Right.
they do have RV parking in the back. We try to park up against like the curb.
Yeah.
So if we need to open a slide, we can. And for the days, you do have to open up a slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our model,
Mm-hmm.
we can't really access anything, so we have 3 slides that we need to open. So
Well, emergencies, all we have to do is pull out our bedroom one, maybe a foot.
yes, yeah,
Right.
if we
You
had
know,
to.
just to sleep. But
Mm-hmm.
But so far, we've never had an issue. Places we've stayed, we've been able to open up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, were we going to talk about the cost, total cost? Did you want me to say that
no, but
for all those nights?
the total cost on these
Oh,
is
you have it right
about.
here.
Oh, Mel has it.
Did you have the total cost for all the nights?
No, not
No,
for
not
all
for
the
the
nights.
nights.
Just,
What he has is basically what we use.
yeah, Boondockers
Mhm.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Escapees.
Mhm.
I got the cost for years on that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we save, because we get into the year membership or 2 years, some have lifetime. We get into those, and that saves us on our route. So we can book those things. Like Harvest Host is $99 a year. Some places you can go, you can get codes where you can get cheaper membership. The Good Sam's, we pay $29 a year, or $50 for 2 years, or $79 for 3 years. So Good Sam's, there's a lot of places you can go get Good Sam's discounts. The Boondockers Welcome is $50 a year, and that's over 3,000 hosts that you can spend at, and you can actually spend up to 6 nights. So you can stay 6 nights at a Boondockers Welcome versus a Harvest
Mhm.
Host. You can stay basically 1 night. Some will let you stay 2 nights, 3 nights. It depends if you talk to them. If you use them, it's a good idea to call them ahead of time, ask them. And also, if you're going to use them, call them and let them know that you're coming, because sometimes other people book
Right.
and they decide not to go, and then they're left in the dark. So,
Yeah, we actually ran across that on our last caravan.
right.
We had we were going to a Harvest Host, and the couples, it was another caravan, actually called ahead and canceled, and they thought it was us that canceled. So they were thinking nobody was coming. So it's always a good thing, like Mal is saying,
Right.
to let them know that you are coming, and this way, definitely there's a spot available for you.
Communication is the best thing between you and them.
Mhm.
Because they are letting you stay there for free. Some of them will provide electric. Some of them give you like 15 amp, and then they'll also give you water. It just all depends. And when you join, you go onto the site. It'll kind of tell you what size rig they'll take, how many spots they have available. If they do provide water, or if they do provide 15 amp electric. Most
Right.
of them don't. It's just like dry docking, And we also have Escapees, which is $49.95 a year. They have a lot of different benefits
Yeah.
that you can use on there. And they have a lot of campsites that give escapee benefits.
Right. So
So-
far, we've stayed at an Escapees RV park,
Right.
and that was like how much, Greg? Like 20 something a day.
It'll
Like-
be it's $20 a day, and you get 1 day free when you stay 7.
yeah.
But the total, I think they billed us with taxes and fees was like $136
Yeah, which is
for a week.
great for
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as far as the savings, yeah.
Right. And then the other thing is, if you're going to go to truck stops, we always try to get there at 3:00, 4 at the latest, because truckers are pulling in, and we try to pull to the side and not take one of their spots, because they drive all day, all night. So we want to kind of not take their spots, but we take what's available, and there's times they don't like it, but I mean, RVers can stay there as well.
Yeah.
If we
truck
stay at
stops.
rest areas or welcome centers, rest areas will kind of have a sign where there's overnight parking or not. Welcome centers, we will call and ask them, because some of them like a 4-hour maximum that you can stay. Some welcome centers will say, yeah, you can stay overnight. They don't prefer it, but we didn't tell you that. You can stay. So,
Yeah.
so I mean, it all depends. So I would call and ask, and just so everybody's on the up and up.
Yeah.
If you try to sneak in or something, somebody might come by and say, well, you're not allowed to stay here. But if they see you come in and you've talked to them, that's not a big issue,
Yep.
And we're not going to talk about the fuel cost because fuel is,
Yeah, it varies.
it
among
varies
the-
because
yeah.
it depends on what type of rig you have, what you're pulling. So all we can tell you is about fuel savings. And we have the TSD logistics card, and we save quite a bit of money at participating places. And the biggest savings that we have are at TNAs. That's where we get the biggest benefits. Normally when we put fuel in, like a half a tank is costing us over $300. If we use a TNA, we'll probably save $70-$80 on that fill up. So, I mean, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. You can go to tsdlogistics.com if you have a diesel. Doesn't matter if you're pulling a fifth wheel, pulling a bumper pull, as long as you have a diesel vehicle and you travel, you can get into that program.
And you
Doesn't
have
cost
to go through the diesel trucker lane.
You have to go into the trucker lanes because
Through the
that's the
trucker
one
lane.
that's going to take the
larger
TSDs.
nozzle, so
Correct. And it's
Be
like,
aware.
you might have to knock out your.
yeah, depending on the year of your vehicle, you might
Oh
have
yeah, I
to
didn't even
knock
think
out
about
the
that.
inside neck
right?
of your fuel
Mhm.
tank. Yeah. And then we also use Gas Buddy for the Jeep.
Yeah.
We used a free program
Mm-hmm.
and it's up to like 5 cents off. Most places take it. I always try to use that first. If not, then I use my regular card.
Yeah.
But 5 cents off a gallon, some places 3 cents off. Every little bit helps
Yeah.
to save.
Mhm.
So, you can get $2 to $10 off on a tank full. So,
Especially when you're on a budget
absolutely.
or retired and
add
every
that
little
up
bit
and
helps.
yep,
you
and,
know.
and that's quite a bit of savings. So as far as those are the two we use. We know that there's more free fuel things out there. You'll just have to go look them up on the internet. Those are just the two that we use that we haven't had any issues with.
Yeah. Then I can't remember. Did you mention Harvest Host?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
now owns Boondockers.
Yeah, Harvest Host, who now bought Boondockers, welcome. Harvest
Yeah,
Host is
Yeah.
$99 a year. They have 2,190 spots available out there. So when you sign up, you can see where they're at. Also, again, it's mostly a one-night stay, but if you talk to the host, they will allow you to stay a day or two extra. It all depends on them, but most of the time it's just a one-night stay. Boondockers Welcome, like I said, is up to 6 days that you can stay up there and boondock. But some of them also have 15 amp
Yeah.
and
Water.
water available.
Oh yeah.
So you need to talk to them.
Sometimes they charge a little bit for it.
Yeah, sometimes they'll charge, sometimes it's free. It all depends on how you want to go.
And also, if you have any questions in the chat, if you don't mind, if you can put question so we can see it, and then go ahead and type in your questions, and we'll put them up here, on the panel so everybody can see it, and we'll try to answer,
And,
as we go.
The other one too is 1,000 Trails. It's the main one we use to save.
Right.
And membership, we both have that. We both have actual memberships in it. But you can join just doing yearly dues. But that's a huge savings as well. So I know we have a video on it. I can't remember if you guys have.
We don't have a video on
No.
it. We've had it
Video
that
about-
long, but we've been using it. And yes, it's quite a bit of savings. If you do this full time, and we bought the membership used and we paid cash for it. If you can't afford to pay cash for it, that's fine. You can contact 1,000 Trails and you can make monthly payments. But that will be a new membership. They don't do the payments on the used memberships.
Right.
But I mean, if you do this full time, it's well worth the investment, and as well as RPI, because RPI you can get participating RV spots for sometimes $10 a night, $15 a night, versus what you would pay normally $35 to $45 a night. So that's a great savings as well. It's not that much investment, I believe, for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you add those things up, you would actually pay.
Yeah.
They pay for themselves within the first year.
Like JT, the American Wanderer is asking as far as for the gas, and it is Gas Buddy, right?
Yeah,
That
Gas
we're
Buddy is
using.
what we use to
Yeah.
put gas into the Jeep. And it's free to sign up. There is a paid version you can use. And of course, I think you can get up from 15 to 25 cents per gallon savings on that. But we didn't pay for it. We just used the free version of Gas Buddy.
Yeah, on that gas buddy, you can actually, in your search when you're using that app, you can actually tell it what type of fuel
Right.
that
Yeah,
you're looking for. Like for us, when we do the search using gas buddy, we put diesel.
when we just
So
have
we-
the truck
When we
Yeah.
just have our truck, well, that's all we have.
Right.
But
without the trailer.
so, that way it eliminates gas stations that don't have diesel.
Right.
Right.
So I mean, every little bit helps. It's quite a savings, especially if you're on a monthly budget. You only have one monthly income coming in, and you're trying to stretch
Yeah.
the dollar, which most
Yeah.
people are nowadays, especially with everything going up. Fuel's going up, groceries going up, everything's going up. So at some point, you're trying to save somewhere, and this is kind of what we do on the TDS program. If you decide to sign up for that, a lot of people don't want to do it because they say, well, they want my checking account information. Well, that's where they're going to deduct
Yeah, it comes right
your
out of your
fuel.
account.
But
Mhm.
what if you want to do is open up a separate account, a checking account, and just put a certain amount of money in there. So when you do use that card, they take that amount out. They don't have access to any of your bank stuff. So, I mean, if you feel comfortable doing that, I mean, that's what we do. I mean, it's the best way. You can't beat the savings. Not all fuel stations participate. I know that TA participates, Love participates, Petro participates, and I know they're trying to get a few more on there.
Yeah.
They're sending out emails. They're trying to work
Yeah.
some deals with some other fuel companies.
But the
fuel stations.
app does show all the
Yeah.
participating
And-
facilities.
Right, and
Yeah.
it'll track you where you're at, and
Yeah.
it'll actually tell you where the cheapest fuel is
Mhm.
at. For
Yeah.
us, we're looking for the diesel for the rig, so it'll show us where the cheapest diesel place is for the rig, and it depends on how far we want to drive. It's
Mhm.
worth the savings, or we just get it where we're at, and pay another, 2 or 3 cents more per gallon. It all depends, but it is a savings and it's free. They charge you I think it's 1% of what you get. So I mean,
It's just cents. On
it's
the
just
dollar.
pennies on the
hardly
dollar. So I
anything.
mean,
Yeah.
it's well
Yeah.
worth the savings
Yeah.
because they have to do the books on it, and it comes out of a place in North Texas. They're a trucking company, and the
It's a
more
fleet company.
right, and it's a fleet company, and the more vehicles that they have, the cheaper that they can manage getting the fuel cost for everybody, and that includes the RVers as well. That's why they included them in the program. So it's well worth getting if you have a diesel vehicle.
Well, and I
So-
think one of the best parts is we can go in the trucker lane and we don't have to worry about fitting. And
Exactly.
try to
Correct.
work around vehicles, cars and stuff. I
Right.
mean, and some people are intimidated by that.
Yeah.
But don't be.
No,
Yeah.
Don't be. You just pull in there and it's so slick. And like
Right.
Greg said, the nozzle's bigger, so
right.
it feels quicker. And it's just a good deal all the
Right.
way around.
The
We
Class
do-
A fuel gas is they have a hard time because we see them every time we stop in to get fuel and we go through the trucker lane. The poor people that have gas for a Class A,
The
it's
Class
rough.
A's are
Even
hard.
for a fifth wheel, it's rough
Yeah.
because they got to try to fit in, make sure that the roof is not low enough where they're going to hit the top.
And
knock
a
off
lot
their
of
air
times we
conditioner.
notice that for them to pump, it's all the way in the rear. It's not
Right.
like on the side
Right.
of the Class A. It's all the way in the rear
Yeah.
where the bumper is. So
Right.
figure, you got to pull all the way up while cars are going around you. It's pretty tight.
And we see
You
people they'll circle 4 or 5 times just trying to get in a spot where they can get in.
Mm.
And it's just rough to do if you're pulling a trailer and
Mhm.
you got oncoming traffic coming in, exiting. It's just it's just cumbersome to do that. But I mean, we understand.
Yeah.
I mean, diesel is not everyone's preference.
Now, we do have a question that I put up there from Bridget. I put up there a little while ago. Sorry, Bridget. She want to know where are you starting? And we started at Crescent Bar.
In Quincy, which is north central Washington by
Yeah.
Wenatchee. They
Yeah.
came and met us there. 'Cause
Yes, we
spent
did.
The summer there with our
Yeah.
family. And they came and met us there and we
Right.
spent some time, 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Together
Yeah. Uh-huh.
before we took off.
And we didn't count those days as part of the trip here.
That was
But so
typically, yeah.
Well,
typically
yeah,
not
just
a
our
caravan.
starting. Yeah,
Yeah.
just where we
Yeah.
started our caravan. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we actually put together, it's a little video.
Mhm.
It's a slide of everything, that we have done,
So
which
far.
is our 9 days. We're
Yeah.
showing you our first 9 days.
Yep.
And shows everything, even, where we haven't spent a dime as far as overnight stays,
No.
which is
Right.
great by having these programs that Mal has been talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're
With
going to show
with
that in a little bit.
overcap,
Before we start that.
Mhm.
with the camping, just in case you guys are wondering, our costs on that, I think the memberships, if you add up, because we have similar memberships as Melanetti, it's about $1,000 a year for the annual membership renewal, not counting the initial memberships that we spent for 1,000 Trails, but
Right.
the yearly dues, counting those. But so that's your investment you do every year. But like for this trip, we have 97 days, and it was just it was like it came to about $5.85 a night.
Woo!
That was awesome,
That's
right?
pretty good.
So
Yeah.
even if you took the dues, that
Yearly.
so it would be just under $3 at $1,000 divided by 365. So you're looking under $3 a night added onto that. We're still under $9 a night.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is not bad.
Travel, not just go somewhere and sit. So that's what is kind of nice.
Okay, we have a question from Backroads.
Mhm.
Arvine, can you guys both run your AC on the amount of solar that you have?
For a little time.
Mhm.
Well, probably.
We can run it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it
But
cool.
we typically just run our main. For us, our main AC, the rear
Yeah.
one, is actually ducted through the whole RV, so we can just run the one, and that we can do that probably for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. How about you guys?
We don't have our ACs wired up to the solar yet.
That's right.
Yeah, the intent is to do that, wire
Mhm.
one, but currently we don't have the ACs, but we're running pretty much the whole rig. We cook on solar. We
Yep.
use a microwave,
The induction.
the induction.
But you have a generator.
But you have an onboard
If we
generator.
need,
They
yeah.
can
If we,
fire.
yeah, we can fire up the generator. if
But
we need
it's honestly, since we were in Quartzsite in Arizona, so far it's been okay for us not running the AC. We just open everything up,
Yeah.
our windows.
Yeah.
We have a screen door, and we'll do it that way. But if it's extremely hot,
Of course,
then we do start. Yeah, we do start the generator.
We have full hookups.
Yeah. Well, and if that happens, if we happen to hit a heat wave again,
Yeah,
and we're boondocking, we will probably find somewhere
yeah,
to stay.
yeah.
Because it's unbearable when
Yep.
you're in a tin can.
I know.
You got another question?
Is it better to buy into the travel
1,000 Trails.
Thousand Trails, sorry, rather than just doing the yearly one? Now that really depends on your travels.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know,
and your
if you're-
finances. I mean, you have to really look at where the 1,000 Trails are,
Yes.
because they're primarily, for the most part, around the West Coast, along the South,
Mhm.
and then up the East Coast. There's not a lot in the middle of the United States. That's why, basically, if you look at our journey, I know we don't post on there where we're at, but for the most part, in Oregon, Washington, we're in 1,000 Trails quite a bit, and then we don't re-enter 1,000 Trails
Yeah.
system until Texas. So that's why traveling through that midsection, we couldn't really take advantage of the quote free
Right.
camping in 1,000 Trail system. So you have to kind of look at where you travel, how you travel, and then you decide if you just do the dues like that and you want to try it out. I mean, is what I would recommend to people do. Just see how it works for you.
Yeah.
It will cost a little bit more per year doing that because you got to buy zones to do that. But then you can only book 60 days out. With the
Right.
memberships that we have, we can book 120 days out.
Right.
So those are just some different things. If you have questions specific or whatever, you can look at our video that we have, but also you can just email us. And we'll be sure
Yeah.
to put that in for you.
And if again, like if you're part timers, not full timers,
Yeah.
you may just want to do the park pass, right?
Right.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Versus
Well, like
buying.
Jerry
Well, zone
Theresa.
pass.
You
Yeah, the
guys
zone
don't
pass.
have
Yeah.
1,000 Trails,
Right.
right? You don't have it yet.
No.
So
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they can't justify.
Yeah.
Right. The
price of it.
whole
Another
collection.
membership we didn't use so far on this trip is Passport America. We're all members of that.
Yeah.
And that one is one you can use, and they have kind of, usually it's about 50% off.
Park pass? We're not 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we did the zone pass before we
Mhm.
bought into the 1,000 Trails because we wanted to see if it was something that was going to be conducive for us. So we wanted to try it out because there's pros and cons to everything.
Sure.
And then there's people that like it, people that don't like it. But for us, it's not a place that we live. It's a place that we stop over for a few days,
Right.
Repair things, flush our tanks, go sightseeing and stuff. And then we move on to the next.
Yeah, because some of them aren't that great, but it's because they've been out there for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got big rigs. We're 40 foot. You guys are,
42.
42 foot.
42.
Right.
so there's a lot of times we're squeezing in, but like, we're saying it's just a place to rest your head and go exploring for a little bit.
And that's what you
Yeah.
have to remember. It's a stopover place, whether it be for 3 or 4 or 5 days. It's not a place that you're going to end up living for 3 or 4 months, 6 months. So that's the way we look at it. I mean, even if we weren't in it, we'd be paying anywhere from $35 to $45 a night, and
Minimum.
minimal. In some places, depending on where you go, if you go to Florida, that's $120 a night. Some are higher than that.
Yeah.
And it's like, we just, on a budget, we can't afford that. So for us, it was conducive to buy into it. But again, we wanted to try it first. And that's why we bought 2 zone passes and we tried it, and it worked for us. Yeah, some of the places were a little bit tight, but I mean, we
make
like I
it
said,
work.
it's a place to park, hook up. We got
You
full hookups for the most part, and we do what we need to do: wash clothes, catch up on all that stuff, and go sightseeing. And then we're off.
And we
to the next.
definitely research it, as far as you can Google Earth it
Right.
and research it
See
to
what the
make
sites
sure you
look like.
can fit.
Right.
Because if you can't, then we'll go boondock somewhere until we get to the closest place.
Right.
Well, and a lot of people aren't on Facebook, but a lot of people are.
Right.
And I am. And I will go into Facebook and I'm on all the Thousand Trails pages.
Yeah.
And I'll ask questions or I'll just read and see what people say about that park. Because, I always research the heck out of places before we go. Because I want to know, is it going to work for us? Is it not?
Even if we're boondocking, you want to look ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because you don't, especially with rigs our size, you don't want a place where you're going to pull in. There's no place to turn around. I mean, backing up and you have a toad just doesn't work.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'd have to disconnect it.
Yeah.
So take a little bit of 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, and research the places that you want to boondock, even if it's a Cracker Barrel or a Cabela's, any place like that. I would suggest calling and see if they would take you.
Yeah.
And if they do, or you can look it up first and see the sizes, where you're going to park, and then give them a call and see what they say.
Yeah.
Yep. And James Cantonese wants to know, is there an age limit on your rig? Now, we haven't ran across that problem when we went into 1,000.
Well, is he talking about the rigs, or is he talking about your personal age?
No.
Well, no, there is, like Encore Parks.
Really.
Yeah, Encore
I think
Parks.
he's talking
55 or
about.
older.
Extra for the Encore Parks that are part of it.
Yeah. Are you talking about the
Those
rig,
are
James,
awesome.
or are you talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about the rigs, and some places do have an age on the rigs.
Yeah, they've never really.
I don't think it.
Yeah, we haven't ran.
We haven't
into
ran
that.
into it, but
Encore Parks possibly do. So.
yeah, but what we've read about that, because we were concerned about that also, because we have an 06 model, and just send them a picture of your rig.
Yeah, we've done that.
And we've done that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we haven't had an issue with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they don't want some that are dilapidated and have the roof coming off. They don't want them coming in or so. I don't.
I've seen those.
Yeah, I've seen them too, and
Yeah.
I've even seen people going down the highway with a slide out,
Right.
or their awning out, and so
Not for long.
not for long.
Not for long.
They disappear pretty fast. But I guess they that's why they have an age limit. But most of the places that we've been to really haven't had an
So
issue
far, we've
with
been
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, so we've been
Yeah.
good, because we were concerned about that, because we also heard about it, but we haven't encountered that, and so it's kind of mute for us right now.
Yep. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and play what we put together, and we're going to show you the stops that we
There was
did.
no we involved. Let me just say this. Nettie did
Well,
all
you know.
the work. All the work. So she, not we.
we were with her.
Me?
Yeah, they
making
were
the
with
memories,
us.
But she
While we
put it
did
all together
this.
for you. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that.
We'll kind of narrate through it, right?
Yeah, we're going to stop it and narrate. There is no sound behind it, but it's just going to show you, where we
Again,
we've
if you guys
been.
have questions on as you're
Mhm.
seeing this stuff or whatever, just make sure you pick question and type it in there for us.
Here we go. Let me add it. Day 1. It's where we went to Crescent Bar.
Yep.
And right here, where are we, Shelley? This is
We're
the
at Dry Falls outside of Coulee City, right?
Yeah, Coulee City. Yeah.
and everything that we have done has been free.
Yeah.
It
We
didn't cost to go in.
We
To
haven't
look at
paid
this.
anything for
Mhm.
the first 9 days to go do or see anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which really
is
beautiful.
RVing on a budget.
Yep. So
Yeah,
we're trying
give them a
to.
little bit of history quick about this.
Yeah.
Dry Falls?
Well, it's actually was larger than Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
You know, the falls were larger and so like that. It's basically off the ice age, is the huge glaciers and all that stuff were melting off.
Mm-hmm.
Huge rivers were flowing down through that area. Now they've dammed up. It's just basically, I don't know, 40 miles south of Grand Coulee Dam, which I think is in here too.
Mhm.
But just a neat area. It's a lot of history and just of that.
Okay, here's our next stop. Now this is the
Grand Coulee Dam.
Grand Coulee Dam.
Mhm.
And you said, Greg, they actually do a light show here. Is that
Yeah,
right?
they do a laser light show during the summer every night at
Yeah.
like 10 or 10:30 or
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
doesn't get dark up there till like 10:30 at night, so that's why it's so late.
But it is impressive. It is massive.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a huge dam.
Yeah, we didn't see the lights, but I'm sure it's pretty coolly when
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is actually on the way out. Is an overlook of
overlook
the area
of the dam.
that we went to.
Yeah, this was pretty
This
neat.
is the view
Yeah.
from that overlook.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a sales cherry up in that area, and I would travel every week up to that area. And sometimes I would drive up to the overlook and do my lunch and
It's so pretty.
finish up some work.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful place. Now
Then there was
we-
Leavenworth.
Leavenworth,
my
which
least favorite place in the world.
Jerry's favorite place.
yeah, I was
right
looking for Jerry and Teresa dancing in Leavenworth, but I didn't find them there.
Speaking of dancing, we can have.
Yeah, we saw some people in the leader holes, and
You look at this. Doesn't that look like fun?
Yeah.
I would have loved
We
to have been
should
on
have
something
done
like that.
Right now.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it fit?
Right. So again, this was a great place to explore.
Mhm.
Didn't cost anything. We
No.
of course we drove there and we had our fuel cost, but a good place to see.
It's fun.
see stuff you normally don't see.
Yep.
And you get the
Mhm.
Germantown feeling because of the buildings,
Yeah.
all Bavarian style,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
the food. Be hard to find anybody that speaks German or
They had music playing in the background.
yeah, they had
though.
Oompa
Well, some
Pog
places.
going.
Through the
Yeah.
tan.
except for this pretzel place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Hip hop
recommend.
music. Or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, they had hip hop at
I
a
know.
German pretzel place.
And
Just
we
didn't
need
go
more
with the-
pretzel.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't warm them, but
They said
we
if
had
you-
to try it.
They said if you want them warm, take them outside.
Oh,
So
now
this is
here's
stop
our
two.
stop two
Yeah.
at Thunderbird Resort,
Yep.
Thousand Trails.
Was
Outside Monroe
Monroe, Washington. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and Highway 2.
Sunset. Nettie and I took a little walk.
And I got a little
trekked
hike.
to
Yeah,
the
the river's just right there.
river. Yeah. It was gorgeous.
yeah,
sunset that
beautiful. We were
Yeah.
walking through. Well, we're trying not to walk through people's
Yeah.
yards, but we had to
Yeah.
get to
night.
that little lake there. And then we ended up at Mount Vernon
Uh-huh.
at the farmers market.
Yep.
And again, this didn't cost us nothing.
No.
It was free to go in. We didn't even have to pay to park, right?
No?
No. Mm-mm.
And oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. Shelley got some strawberries and we had
And
strawberry
shortcake.
shortcake.
Yeah, I should have taken a picture of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
This is where I bought there's a
Yeah,
shortcake right
there's a
there.
shortcake right there.
Strawberries.
Oh,
See?
there she picked it
Yep.
up.
They were good. It was good.
I even told her if she laid them down, it'd be shorter.
That's right.
We could have had more
All the
shortcake.
Exactly.
flowers were gorgeous.
Now we're at
Well, we left.
yeah, we left and we're on location 3.
Yep. Stop.
We
there.
actually were at the location and went to Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's okay.
This is
With
LaConner.
Uh-huh.
And this is down over what was this place when we went all the way into LaConner, and it was like next to the waterfront area.
Yeah.
Well, it's all-
Downtown LaConner.
Downtown LaConner?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
actually,
right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And-
neat shops.
Neat
Such a
shops.
cute little
Yep.
seaside town kind
And
of.
did you say they had the crab boats there, right? We saw where they had all the,
Crab pots?
Yeah, crab
Uh-huh.
pots
Yeah.
and stuff. We
yeah,
had a pub there. Had really good fish and chips.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was delicious.
Yeah, it
And
was
you could
delicious.
see the water. We have waterfront views.
yeah.
There's a boo.
There's a boo-boo.
Everybody, people saying hello. There he is.
Yeah.
He's like, really?
Yeah.
And we're walking right here, just checking out the little area.
Walking off to fish and chips.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Then I think it's going to show our next. Let's see here. Oh, now where's this? This was amazing.
Yeah. It's in Mount Baker National Forest.
Forest. Uh-huh.
That's
Mhm.
not Mount Baker. That's
Yeah.
actually the one next to it. It's sorry.
Chutsack or
Chit
something
Chat,
like that.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's there with the most photographed spot probably in all.
Picture Lake.
Picture
That's
Lake,
called,
yes.
yeah.
So
And we walked around the trail around Picture
Yep.
Lake.
Have a good nap, Dee.
Thank you,
Thank
Dee,
you
for
for
stopping
coming.
Thank
in.
you.
Yeah, here's the Picture Lake. It's in the National
Yes.
Forest, and it was a little Vista Point.
Oh, it was
Beautiful.
So gorgeous.
And look at the snow caps back there. That was just
Okay.
crazy. We were in
Yeah.
shorts, and there was snow back there.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day.
well, no, I was in shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can see us right here.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to get everybody to walk in a straight line, but for some reason it wasn't
Yeah,
working.
we don't follow directions
Yeah.
well.
And all I was thinking was, I-ho.
Hi-ho.
It's off to work.
Wasn't that the place where they have the docks so you can
Yes.
see?
Yeah, where you're supposed to stand out on and be able to take the photo.
Right.
But there was some people that
Took the whole
took
dock.
all spread out blankets
Yeah, had a
And
picnic.
and had a big
Yeah.
old picnic
we
and
couldn't-
walked nobody could get out there.
Yeah, it was like a family of 15 or 20,
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty classic.
and they had a picnic there.
Oh, and Jerry at Happy Place Diary says Andreas Keller.
Good place.
Good place. Now, Shelley, is this like a welcome center right
That-
here?
Yes.
Okay. Because you went up
Ranger
there.
Station Welcome Center. I think.
Welcome.
Yes.
Oh,
I went
okay.
up in there and I mean the views were great everywhere, but from there
Yeah.
the views were amazing because you were up on the very top. And this must be when you guys walked down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one we were panning around and there's a little walking
And
bridge
the
here.
mountain in the background here is actually Mount Baker.
Oh, okay.
That's the
That's right. I think I may have nope.
anyway. That was actual Mount.
Yeah. Now we're still in like the LaConner area, and
Puget
we
Sound.
went to Green Bank.
And this was
This was
Farm.
all one day, people.
no.
No. This is starting. I'm sorry. My
It
bad.
was another day. We went down Woodby Island. So we
Mhm.
went down just about all the way to the end, and then we stopped here, and then we started making our way back. So this is just a farm, kind of a touristy stop.
Yeah,
Yes.
where they had that's my favorite thing on the wall, the cheese on the sign.
Jeez.
I could not believe it. I was so excited to go inside this building, and I didn't buy any cheese, but I love cheese.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't.
But look at they have the wild that wild blueberry, huckleberry.
Huckleberry. Yeah.
Yeah, bistro, gardens, art gallery, playground, post office.
You know, the thing is, there's so many free places like this that you
Mhm.
can go.
Yep.
Doesn't cost you anything other than time and a little fuel to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look up what's around in the town that you're in, or ask some locals,
Yeah.
if you go to the grocery store,
Mhm.
I mean, they'll tell you the places that you can go. Doesn't cost you anything. Fun things you can do.
Mhm.
It's just beautiful places that you'd never ever see if you didn't ask.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's what's so good about this lifestyle for us, especially on a budget,
Right?
is we can do all this,
Yeah.
and
Not
just-
everything takes a ticket to
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now this was really cool looking at Fort
Mhm.
Casey.
Yeah. We had never
Yeah.
been there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was new to us too. And Jerry Theresa, have you guys been to Fort Casey?
No.
Yeah.
This was
it's cool.
amazing. And the history that we found out about this, Greg, was they had this because they were afraid, right, that they were gonna.
The Japanese was going to come through.
Well, it was built before that.
Yeah.
It was built in what
The
was it, 1890s?
Yeah, in the
Like that.
early-
Something like that,
uh-huh.
which
Yeah.
is crazy because I think she's got some of the guns
Mhm.
there and stuff like that. Or
Look at it, it's
the
like a
only
little
two
fort here.
still in the world that they could shoot. What was it? It was 10-inch mortars, 10-inch.
Wait till we get to the,
Oh, okay.
and they can see how big they
But
were.
all these grounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you tell them how far they could shoot out, I don't
Yeah,
know
it
if
was
you
like 8
recall.
miles.
8 miles.
Yeah,
and-
right
There's-
There
here.
you go.
8 miles.
And,
and-
Greg's head in it.
Yeah, Greg's
Yeah.
head's in this
I was sticking
cannon.
my head in there saying, "Hello,
It
Donna."
was hilarious.
I was looking to see if it was coming out of the other end.
But it's rifled. I mean,
Yeah, it's
yes,
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we really enjoyed it there. The weather was perfect. You know,
But
it was cool. We wore
yeah.
pants and then it got a little warm.
but that actually recoils down, so
Mhm.
they can actually store that gun below the level of the bunker. And then it's on a gradual slope coming up from the sound.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't even see it,
Right.
Yeah.
let alone be able to bomb it. There's just no way.
Those are the only 2 left in the world like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
just
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now this section is actually just one large section, but they didn't repaint this area, right?
Right.
Because they're
Right.
just
They haven't
trying.
gotten there.
Yeah,
Or
and
they're just leaving it natural.
to me, it looked pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. And it even had these areas you could walk in,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I was like, of course, thinking of BB. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to run out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there is.
Oh, it was scary. But Shelley climbed that ladder and ended up on top
I
there.
did. Oh, then we went to the lighthouse
Yep.
the same day.
Same
Which
day,
is
just
right next to it. I mean, it's right there on
And
the
that
same
didn't
property.
cost anything to go into either.
mm-mm.
So that was
And
very cool.
they even provided you a mask to wear.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
In order to go in, we had to mask up. So we did that and we were hot in the lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
Did you show the stairs you guys had
Uh-uh.
climbed up?
No,
It was
it was straight up.
yeah.
And I'm up there and I'm thinking, Shelley, how am I going to get down? Now I got to somehow. Oh,
It wasn't a very tall
Holding
one,
the
but it was tall
camera.
enough. Yeah.
and she's like the same way you came up. So not like,
Go backwards.
She comes down after that. We're sitting on the bench, Carl and I, and they come over and join
I
us.
think she shows you.
oh yeah, I got you right
She's
here.
got
There they
sweat.
are.
Sweat coming down out of her face, and I
It was
said,
hot.
"I think it's ice cream time." And,
Yeah.
And they didn't see us up there. We're
No,
looking
no.
at them and we're like, did y'all see us in the tower?
No, we're talking about the cannon.
yeah,
After that, we were tired.
Yeah.
We had to climb up on that and come back down.
we're all over the place.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
guys were just going to walk over to the building on the outside, and take pictures.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, up the building you go.
We had such a great time. We're excited for you to go and explore there too, Melody.
Yeah.
You'll love
Yes. Thank you, Melody.
it. And here's
Sweet.
some more. Just a little bit of
Aren't they cute?
selfies, all sweaty.
They look familiar.
Now, I did take a capture where it says "Welcome to the Whale Trail," but this
Yeah.
is something.
This is Deception
Deception-
Pass State
Yeah,
Park
State Park.
Yeah,
that we walked out
We
to.
want to get it right because we want to be deceiving.
That's right. Never.
There's not any deception here. But there's your bridge. Over
that's
the-
beautiful.
Deception Pass
Yeah,
Bridge, I believe it is.
You know,
Right,
and sometimes
come
pictures
around.
just don't do things justice.
No.
I mean, you go there and you see things just amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, the reason it's called that is because actually the explorer in that area that was documenting, he didn't know it was an island.
Oh, really?
He thought it was all connected because it was so close.
Oh, I didn't know
That when he
that.
go around, he didn't
Oh,
go
wow.
fully around, I guess. And so he mapped it as that they were connected.
Yeah,
So that's why they call it deception path.
Very cool.
that's cool.
It deceived the explorer.
We couldn't figure out how to get there until the end of.
Yeah.
We realized we could park and then walk down to the beach, and we were all on these rocks, and we're like, how do we get down there?
We're
But
not that young. You know, all these kids are up and down the rocks and we're like, ain't happening.
Yeah.
no, my spring has sprung.
Yeah.
We can all get down.
We just can't
Wanna
get
be
back.
gracefully.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to get
Oh,
a
yeah.
stretcher to carry us out.
yeah,
So this is Rosario Park, which is in that area.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hike down in another area. They're all
Yeah.
trying to kill me.
So,
But it's okay.
well, we did tell Greg we're used to walking 10,000 steps with, Teresa
Yeah.
and Jerry. They gave us a
Dustin,
workout, but yeah, we're trying to get you all up there. Hello, Blue Wave. Thank you for showing. We appreciate you
Hello.
being here.
Hey, Bob.
Hello.
And now here's the pan of
It
that
was
area.
it was just such a gorgeous day
Yeah.
that day.
Now this is our last stop.
Stop
4. And we did lot docking.
We
First
did.
time at Cabela's for us.
Right.
Have y'all
Yeah.
been to a Cabela's before?
Yeah. First
We
night,
had,
Yeah.
2 years ago when
Wow.
we started. That was the first place we
first
stayed.
night, yep, had a full time.
And basically on the Cabela's, what I did is I just went to their that particular
Mhm.
Cabela's, and each of them that we stayed at, with 2 of them so far on this trip we have booked. But I just went to that location's website and I went to their contact page, and I
Yeah.
emailed the manager of the store and told them about our rigs, what night we'd be there, and asked for permission if it's okay if we stayed the night.
Mhm.
And his property, and then they responded back and said yes, and park in this.
Oh
They
yeah.
didn't, this place didn't tell us where to park, but another one did, and we loved it. Looking forward to having you. And so I just printed out that email so in case we needed it.
Yeah.
But that way I had proof, and we're assured that it's no problem.
They say some Cabela's aren't doing
Mhm.
that anymore, but the 2 that we contacted,
Well,
Are.
it's more what I hear is the city ordinances are
Yeah.
Right.
changing,
Yeah.
forbidding it. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily Cabela's, but
And this
Yeah.
one was huge. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe. Look at all this parking.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
It
know,
was a
there's just
huge
so much
area for
parking.
Semis were parked in there. And
Yeah.
well, and one more thing about that Cabela's, it was in Lacey, Washington. And so if anybody wants to stay there,
Mhm.
they had temporary kennels for your dogs. They had grassy area. They had potable water. They had areas, temporary like corrals for horses even.
so you can let the
In that
horses
same
out of your
area.
trailers if you're hauling horses.
Yeah, on grass for them. So anyway, it
Yeah.
was just
It
really
was just
cool.
crazy.
And at one point, they did have septic there.
Yeah, we
Yes.
found that out. We
And
can't
they
believe
did away
that.
with that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy that we talked to
Yeah.
Yeah,
inside
most of them are
said
doing
that.
Yep.
So
It ended, but I wanted. Let me go back
yeah,
real
to that
quick
page.
to that page. Yeah, I had to pause it. Sorry, guys. Let me get over there.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, I went too far.
Come back.
One more time. Oh, maybe I can do it over here.
We'll have music.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll pause it right here when it goes.
Hey, Tommy Travels.
Hi, thank you for coming, Tommy.
Yep, absolutely.
Am I still paused? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
We'll get this thing going.
We're newbies. This is
Yeah.
our first true live, so
Yep.
figuring it out.
And right here.
There we go.
So this was our first 9 days of traveling, 425 miles on the road.
Mhm.
We went to 3 RV parks, and we saved Bob because we're into the 1,000 trails.
Yep, 1,000 trails.
And we had 1 lot docking, which was the Cabela's, and 0 camping costs.
So far.
Yep.
Yep.
Which has been amazing, so we're definitely looking forward to our next live on how many stays we're going to do,
Mhm.
and what kind of stays we're doing, if they're going to be the parks or the lot docking and so
We're
forth.
gonna do some
Mhm.
boondocking in Wyoming. I don't think that we'll have.
We have 18 more stops that won't cost us nothing
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
we come across a campground that'll cost us.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of planning. Greg, I think, worked over
Oh my
48
gosh.
hours. I mean, it was way
Just-
over a week
Yeah.
planning all this out and routing and mapping where we're going to stay and where we're going to go.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of time, but planning, I think, is one of the most exciting parts of it because
Yeah.
you're looking forward to going to these places and seeing, especially if you've never been there before. I think it's just great to do. It takes a lot of patience. I don't have patience because I'm not a doctor, but Greg did a great job at it.
Well, go ahead. Well,
Basically, we just asked, kind of our travel style. How,
Right.
Whoever's in your caravan would
Right.
have to, and we talked about that, basically, 3 to 4 hours, traveled, is what we want. And
What you feel comfortable with.
stressful day,
Mhm.
Yeah.
2.5 is fine. Like when we had to drive through Seattle and all the traffic and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I went ahead. That's why I had to stop at Lacey because we didn't know it wasn't that bad getting through there. We didn't hit the traffic that bad, but if we had, it would have been pretty stressful stop and go and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what you're trying to do. And then you just look at places where you'd like to go, you think, and check things out. So maybe you stay a few more days in that area. And then together as a group, we just kind of come up with some ideas to go see. Because, we lived in our home base was in Northwest, so we kind of knew more than that.
Right.
But as we traveled, here we're going to be in places that neither one of us have really been.
Right.
So
First time.
it's up to all of us to kind of come up with some ideas to go see and do.
Yep.
So,
And for the most part, that's what we do when we make it to our
Yeah.
destination, unless we know,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
a little bit ahead of time where we're going to be. And then we just start looking in around the area.
Yeah.
And of course, when we're looking for free.
Yeah.
And if we have to, going into a place that may cost a little bit, it's going to be for us justifiable because we haven't spent money
Yeah.
on the road.
Right.
There
And
are
we'll make
gonna
that
be
sacrifice.
places
Yeah.
along the way that we're going to want to go to. So
Right.
we will take with them.
Yeah.
I wanted to say in making our plan, we have reservations at all of our places.
Yes.
We didn't have any problems. People say I can't get in.
Yeah.
There's no campgrounds. But
Right.
you know what? Almost 100 days or 100 days plus, actually.
They're all
And I don't
booked.
think we were ever
Yeah.
turned down. That
No,
they were
the
full.
only thing, there was some
So-
like Passport America. One of the problems with that when you do their website, you bring up a campground because it's in that area you want to go through, and so you bring it up, but it'll tell you
It has
whether they
limitations.
honor
Yeah.
that the discount. Sometimes it's not. They only do it in the month of April,
Right.
or they only do it from September to December or whatever. And so if you're traveling through not during those times, you can't take advantage of the discount.
And so we did.
And
That's
so
why we
went.
didn't use that.
I
Yeah.
booked it other places. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So far, we were ahead of the game by being able to do our booking. And then we know, thanks to Greg, where we're going to be doing our boondocking,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
we've
that
actually got-
definitely helps.
It's kind of advanced of this one. We've actually booked through the middle of December. I think we.
Yeah, we're all the way to, right before Christmas.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. So we're caravanning for a long time.
Yeah, it's plus 100 days. We're still going to be together. So
Yeah, exactly. So
We
and
might have twitches by the time.
well, and a really good thing to consider when you are caravanning.
Yeah.
I mean, be it a month like you guys
Mhm.
did, or be 3 plus 4 plus 5 months
Mhm.
like we are. You need to make sure that you like the people you're going to caravan with, and
yeah,
that you get along, that you're compatible, your travel style
the
is
travel
compatible,
styles and
your budgets are compatible.
Yeah.
Well, and if you have people that don't necessarily want or need to go and see everything at every place you go,
yeah.
and you're traveling with people that are the opposite of that,
Mhm.
it's probably not a good fit.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
not a good fit, and so
Or
there's
if
nothing
they
wrong
have a
with either.
huge budget,
Or they
some
got a huge
people
budget and
can.
you don't.
Yeah.
and you can't,
Then
that's really
Yeah.
not
That's
gonna
probably
work.
not something to hook up with. It just happens with Melanie and us. We've
We've done it in the past, too.
We've done it in the
Yeah.
past. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, but we have very similar travel styles and
Mhm.
expectations. And one of us is tired and the other one wants to go do something. That's fine.
Walkies
deal.
are the key when traveling. If you need to pull over
Yes.
Yeah.
for a potty break,
For
so we're like,
sure.
we need to pull over.
Uh,
know, so-
Engine light.
Engine
Yeah.
light.
We're going to take the rest area at exit 12, right? Okay.
Boo boo needs to go.
Oh,
So when you have pets involved as well,
Yeah.
so yeah, we definitely make sure that we're up front and we know our travel styles, and that comes into a big play.
And
it's
another
really-
main thing is
yeah.
safety first. Never
Oh.
try to be in a hurry to
No.
get from point A to point B. Take your time.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
it's worth the time to go over your rig, check everything,
Mhm.
and make sure everything's ready to go. Things are going to happen along the way. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to pull over things, it is what it is. So just be safe and know your rig, know what the capabilities are, know what you can do as far as driving and how long you want to do it. As Greg said, that's the key. Finding people you want to travel with who's going to say, okay, we want to drive 3 to 4 hours a day. A lot of people just want to do 300 miles a day, 200 miles a day, and that's it.
Mhm.
Because that's all that their body can handle.
Right, because you're sitting
Right.
for the majority,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah. And I try not to do senior discounts anymore because I'm never the right age.
You also try not to eat beans on travel.
Now,
right
don't eat
before travel
Mexican
day.
food the day
No
before
Mexican
travel day.
food,
That don't work good
you
either.
just got to
Yeah,
make sure.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's another thing to watch out for. But you learn as you go. So,
Now, Bridget said, how many meals do you share?
Well, we really like each other.
We
So-
really love
At least once a
the
day.
food.
They
Yeah,
love
it's
the
probably at least
food.
once. It's probably close to once a day.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
share
once a
meals.
day or not once
What-
every other. We do.
Well-
We take turns.
Yeah,
We do
take
that as
turns.
well.
And then also like these days where we left at whatever it was 10 in the morning and we didn't get back till late. We'll pack the lunch.
Yeah,
and
just eat in the
then
car.
we eat someplace, and then in that evening, then we just freezes up to where we can go get a burger or go get Chinese food or what do we do and
ice cream.
Ice cream.
There's got to be ice cream
Oh my
somewhere in
God.
the day for
Ice
somebody.
cream.
Our guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Won't be here soon, but
Yeah.
for some of us.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so that's basically where we're at. So on the next segment, we're going to be on Dave's Great Adventure
Yes.
channel. They're going to do the next live, and we'll be on the panel with them as well.
Yep.
And we're going to alternate,
Mhm.
and we're going to start from where we're at. We're in Oregon right now.
Yep.
So from Oregon to our next destination, we don't know basically where that's going to be because
Where
we
next
have
live.
to, we have to
don't
see
know.
how our internet is and
Hopefully
so forth.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll have something good, or we'll
Yeah.
go somewhere to a restaurant or
Or somewhere where we
Something,
can,
yeah.
grab it.
Yeah.
Of course.
yeah.
So any more questions? If you have any,
Bridget has a question. How often do you
Oh,
eat
okay.
out?
no, we don't do it. We do eat ice cream.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
doesn't count as eating out.
We
So-
try.
Try to do it like once a week.
Yeah, we
You
try
know,
to
for the
limit
most
it
part,
because
yeah.
Yeah,
we don't have a
maybe.
budget.
If we're sightseeing and that type of stuff, where we might
Yeah.
grab lunch or we might, grab a dinner on the way back, or we might grab.
We
something.
have packed our lunches. We pack our lunch
Yeah,
and then
we
we'll
try to
eat
pack at
out
least
on
one
a
meal.
dinner
Yeah.
if we're still out and about. So we save that way so we don't have 2 meals
Yeah.
eating
Yeah,
out.
but
So we'll pack a
typically
lunch.
it's probably averages twice a week,
Maybe
Yeah.
Yeah.
once or twice.
Yeah.
either a lunch or a dinner.
We have a chef right here, Greg. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah, once in a while.
But when you're out all day, you don't want to come home and cook. That's the
No,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
we don't.
And
Yeah.
like the day that we went to the beach and did all that, near O'Connor, we were gone from 10 a.m. till 7:30, and so we ate
Yeah.
out that
Right.
day.
Yeah.
So looks like we are close to our time. We were afraid we would not have enough material, that we would not have enough for an hour. So this is fun.
Yeah. Thanks everybody
Yeah,
for
we've been
doing
doing
this.
really
Thank you
good.
so
Yeah.
much.
So we actually have just our normal outro that we have on our videos that I have on here. So we're going to end it with the outro. I'm going to make sure we don't have any other comments. Anybody else have any questions before we end the live?
Jerry says, "Watch out for 13-foot bridges."
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
And then we'll make sure that we'll have the thumbnail out so we'll know when we
Yep.
do the next live. So we'll get all that together. And we appreciate everybody being here. This means a lot to us.
Absolutely.
So we,
Thank you all for following us and joining us today in the live.
yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I go back over here.
Yeah, and
And
if you guys do have questions, feel free to email us or contact us directly if you have.
Yeah, Melanity or us. Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yep. We have our emails are in our about page on YouTube.
Mhm.
And let me go ahead and grab.
Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks again
Yep.
for coming.
Smash the thumbs
It's a lot
up
of miles,
before you
Tommy.
leave.
I hear you.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jerry and Teresa again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for hosting
you.
us.
Yep.
And thanks
Thank
for
you.
those
Happy
steaks
Place.
we're going to be having on your barbecue. Woo! I didn't expect
Thank you to
that.
Happy Place Diaries. We couldn't have had this live without them.
Absolutely.
guys
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
We appreciate it.
And we're sending love your way.
Yep.
And your
Days Great Adventure. Don't forget, every day's a gift.
Yep.
Don't count the days, but make the days count. And we will see you soon.
bye, y'all.
Everybody.
Behind cold skies, memories unfold, hidden secrets, shimmering gold. Behind cold skies, where the shadows play, there's no looking the other way. Behind cold